You ever find yourself imposing rules on yourself and saying things like, I have to, I need to? Imperative statements that are commands or directives like, I have to, I need to, don't eat that, I have to exercise 30 minutes every day, stop snacking. These can all negatively affect your weight loss for several reasons. First off, there's the rebellion against authority. When someone feels like they're being ordered around, even by themselves, it can trigger a rebellion response. And this can lead to you intentionally doing the exact opposite of what you've commanded yourself to do, such as eating unhealthy foods out of spite. And then there's the increased stress and anxiety. Imperative statements create pressure and stress. And stress, as you know, often leads to emotional eating or turning to comfort foods as a way to cope, and that sabotages your weight loss. Negative self-talk. Imperative statements actually contribute to a negative, harsh inner dialogue. When you're constantly telling yourself what you should or shouldn't do, that leads to you feeling inadequate or feeling like a failure. And then that reduces your motivation and increases the likelihood of you giving up on yourself. And then there's the focus on restriction. When you keep focusing on what you can't do or can't have, then it makes you feel deprived. And then that deprivation leads to binge eating or overeating when you eventually just give in to all the cravings. And then that sabotages your progress. It also gives you a loss of autonomy. You feel like you lack control over your own decisions, and then that leads to resistance. When your weight loss efforts feel imposed rather than chosen, when it's something you have to do instead of something you want to do, it's harder for you to stay committed and motivated. And unrealistic expectations. Imperative statements often set unrealistic standards, such as exercise for 30 minutes every day. And that can be difficult to maintain, especially if you're working a lot or you've got a really busy week. You're not going to be able to follow through. And then when you fail to meet those high expectations of yourself, then you get discouraged and you have a sense of failure, and that undermines your weight loss. And next thing you know, you've fallen off the wagon again. And then finally, the lack of positive reinforcement. Imperative statements usually lack the positive reinforcement and instead focuses on negative outcomes. So without celebrating the small victories and the progress, it's going to be hard to stay motivated and maintain a positive mindset. And you need that positive mindset in order to have long-term weight loss success. So shifting from imperative statements to more supportive and positive language can improve your motivation. It helps reduce resistance. It fosters a healthier relationship with food and movement. And it involves a change in your language and approach. So here are some strategies to help you make this shift. And we'll discuss some of these further on through the week. Use encouraging language. Instead of telling yourself, oh, don't eat that, or I shouldn't eat that, I can't eat that, let's say something that's more positive, like, let's choose something healthier. I want to eat something healthier. Replace, you need to exercise for 30 minutes every day with, how can I find an activity that I enjoy doing? Focus on positive actions. So instead of saying stop snacking, you can try something like, have you tried having fruit when you're feeling snacky? And replace don't skip any workouts with, remember how great you feel after a workout? And give yourself some empathy and understanding. Show empathy by acknowledging your challenges. For example, I know it's hard to resist cravings, but let's find some healthy alternatives together. And, this is you talking to yourself. And it's okay. You're allowed to talk to yourself. Nobody can hear you. And understand other people's perspective and your own perspective, and offer support, like saying, I know I'm busy, but how can I fit in some quick exercises? We talked about that last week, doing some stackable exercises where you just do 1 minute multiple times through the day. And encourage autonomy and choice. Give options rather than commands. So you could say, do I want to go for a walk or a bike ride today? Encourage self-reflection by asking yourself, what healthy changes do I feel ready to make this week? Set realistic and achievable goals. Work on setting small, attainable goals, such as, I'm going to aim to drink more water today, rather than, I need to drink 8 glasses of water every day. Celebrate small successes to build confidence, like, great job choosing a salad and some protein for lunch. Be positive and affirmative. Use positive affirmations such as, I'm making great progress, instead of, I'm not doing well enough. Highlight your strengths and improvements, like, I've been really consistent with my workouts. I'm going to keep it up. And foster some self-compassion. Encourage self-compassion by reminding yourself that it's okay to have setbacks. So instead of saying, I shouldn't have eaten that, you say, it's okay to indulge sometimes. I'm going to get back on track with my next meal. And then promote a forgiving mindset. Everybody makes mistakes, and what matters is your overall progress. This approach helps you reduce the feelings of guilt and shame. And as we know, that guilt and shame can really derail our weight loss efforts. So focus on supportive, positive, and encouraging language. And then that's going to help you foster a more motivating and empowering environment for you to be able to lose weight and live the fab, fit, and free life you desire and deserve.